Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Be very careful when you go to worship Yah. It is better to listen to Yah than to give sacrifices like fools. Fools often do bad things and they don't even know it. Proverbs 37 and 9. Yah, I ask you to do two things for me before I die. Don't let me tell lies and don't make me too rich or too poor. Give me only enough food for each day. If I have too much, I might deny that I need you. Yeah, but if I'm too poor, I might steal and bring shame to your name of my Elohim. Proverbs 31 and 9. Stand up for what you know is right and judge all people fairly. Protect the rights of the poor and those who need help. Ecclesiastes 1 9 through 11. All things continue the way they have been since the beginning. The same things will be done that have always been done. There is nothing new in this life. Someone might say, look, this is new, but that thing has always been here. It was here before we were. People don't remember what happened long ago. In the future, they will not remember what is happening now. And later, other people will not remember what the people before them did. Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There was no end of all the people, all of whom is led, yet those who come later will not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and a striving after wind. Ecclesiastes 5 and 3. Bad dreams come from too many worries, and too many words come from the mouth of a fool. Ecclesiastes 5 and 8. If you see in a province the oppression of the poor and the violation of justice and righteousness, do not be amazed at the matter, for the high official is watched by a higher, and there are yet higher ones over them. Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. Those who love money will never be satisfied with the money they have. Those who love wealth will not be satisfied when they get more and more. This is also senseless. Ecclesiastes 5:12 through 17. Those who work all day come home and sleep in peace. It is not important if they have little or much to eat, but the rich worry about their wealth and are not able to sleep. This is a very sad thing that I have seen happen in this life. People save their money for the future, then something bad happens and they lose everything, so they have nothing to give to their children. People come into the world with nothing, and when they die, they leave with nothing. They might work hard to get things, but they cannot take anything with them when they die. It is very sad that people leave the world just as they came. So what does a person gain from trying to catch the wind? They only get days that are filled with sadness and sorrow. In the end, they are troubled, sick, and angry. Ecclesiastes 6, 7 through 9. People work and work to feed themselves, but they are never satisfied. In the same way, a wise person is no better than a fool is. It is better to be a poor person who knows how to accept life as it is. It is better to be happy with what you have than to always want more and more. Always wanting more and more is useless. It's like trying to catch the wind. Ecclesiastes 6 and 12. Who knows what is best for people during their short life on earth? Their life passes like a shadow. No one can tell them what will happen later. Ecclesiastes 7, 2 through 4. It is better to go to a funeral than to a party, because everyone must die, and the living need to remember this. Sorrow is even better than laughter, because when our face is sad, our hearts become good. A wise person thinks about death, but a fool thinks only about having a good time. Ecclesiastes 7, 13 through 14. Look at what God has made. You cannot change a thing, even if you think it is wrong. When life is good, enjoy it. But when life is hard, remember that Yah gives good times and hard times, and no one knows what will happen in the future. Ecclesiastes 7, 15 through 20. In my short life, I have seen everything. I have seen good people die young, and I have seen evil people live long lives. So why ruin your life? Don't be too good or too bad, and don't be too wise or too foolish. Why should you die before your time? Try to be a little of this and a little of that. Even Yah followers will do some good things and some bad things. Surely there is no one on earth who always does good and never sins. But wisdom can make one person stronger than 10 leaders in a city. Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. People will be safe if they obey his command. But wise people know the right time to do this, and they also know when to do the right thing. Ecclesiastes 8, 6 through 7. There is a right time and a right way to do everything. You must decide what you should do, even when it might cause problems and you're not sure what will happen. No one can tell you what will happen in the future. Ecclesiastes 8, 11 through 12. Sometimes people are not immediately punished for the bad things they do. Their punishment is slow to come, and that makes other people want to do bad things. A sinner might do 100 evil things and still live a long time, but I know that it is still better to obey and respect Yah. Ecclesiastes 8, 16 through 17. I carefully study the things people do in this life. I saw how busy people are. They work day and night, and they almost never sleep. I also saw that no one can understand all that Yah does. People can try to understand the things that happen here on earth, but they cannot. They may be wise people who can claim to understand the meaning of things, but they are wrong. No one can understand it all. Ecclesiastes 9 and 1. I thought about all this very carefully. I saw that Yah control what happens to the good and wise people and what they do. People don't know if they will be loved or hated, and they don't know what will happen in the future. Ecclesiastes 9, 2 and 3. But there is one thing that happens to everyone. We all die. Death comes to good people and bad people. Death comes to those who are pure and to those who are not pure. Death comes to those who give sacrifices and to those who don't give sacrifices. Good people will die just as sinners do. Those who make promises to Yah will die just as those who are afraid to make those promises. Of all the things that happen in this life, the worst thing is that all people end life the same way. But it's also very bad that people always think evil and foolish thoughts, and those thoughts lead to death. Ecclesiastes 9, 5 through 6. The living know that they will die, but the dead don't know anything. They have no more reward. People will soon forget them after people are dead. Their love, hate, and jealousy are all gone, and they will never again share in what happens on earth. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Every time you find work to do, do it the best you can. In the grave, there is no work. There is no thinking, no knowledge, and there is no wisdom. And we are all going to the place of death. Okay, life isn't fair. Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. I also saw other things in this life that were not fair. The fastest runner does not always win the race. The strongest soldier does not always win the battle. Wise people don't always get the food. Smart people don't always get the wealth. Educated people doesn't always get the praise they deserve. When the time comes, bad things can happen to anyone. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember your Creator while you're young, before the bad times come, before the years come when you say, I have wasted my life. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Your body came from the earth, and when you die, it will return to the earth. But your spirit came from Yah, and when you die, it will return to him.